Hello my dear beautiful bastards and welcome back to Fallout 4. We are here in another one of GreekRage's settlements, this time Sunshine Tidings co-op, and this is a western town. And I really do need my western fix after Westworld was finished. I really need the second season, and the second season is gonna come in 2018. So I guess we can't use the cryostasis to wait until then. We gotta suffer through the world and through the pain in the world, but it doesn't matter. So this settlement runs at around 40 FPS, so it is definitely not as crammed as Sanctuary, but it is beautifully done. Of course, everything has been changed. The entire settlement is different. It's just, you know, it's unrecognizable. So this is it. This is the beautiful Sunshine Tidings co-op. The first building that we can see is the hospital or the little clinic, and before that we have this little outpost and a couple of these turrets that are overlooking over the settlement. They function very nicely. There was a deathclaw attack that I had to kill myself with the command kill all because I was too lazy to kill it manually, and then I killed the Brahmins that were over there, which is unfortunate, but you know, casualties of war, it happens. You can't really control that stuff. But yeah, let us go into the clinic. The clinic right here has this little desk and some drawers. This is where the reception is. We got a a chair for legless motherfuckers. Very nice that you added that here. Thank you very much. Perhaps one more over here would have been nice, but one is more than enough. I respect your choice of placing just one. That is perfectly acceptable. We got two beds over here right next to the well, not really the entrance. This is the back door. Beautiful back door that goes into nothing. So we're gonna close that. We're gonna check out that area a little bit later. So I like this. You know, it is not really a wall. It's more like a little section, a closed off section, so others cannot see them. Although I don't know, do I like this particular design exactly, because you know, you go through here to go through the back door, and then you have these two beds here. I'm not really sure, do I like that? I feel like this would have been better as a, well, as a separate room maybe, and this being a hallway, and then having the door on the opposite side, you know, having the door here, you know, extend this wall a little bit further out, and then place the door here. I feel like that may have been a better design choice for this area here. You know, because nobody's gonna wanna sleep here right next to the door. You never know when someone needs to go here and there. It's just, I'm not a big fan of that, but the rest of the stuff is really nicely done. See, we have this little gurney over here, and this is the Sunshine Tidings terminal. It is that terminal which you can access at the normal Sunshine Tidings, where you talk about Mr. Handy and you have that message and stuff. So we are not gonna go into details with that because everyone knows about that. We also have the Wasteland Survival Guide here, so let us go check out the view. So as you can see, there is a river now here, and the source of the river is out of the mountain up there. And yes, I am aware that the workshop is a little bit floaty. That is probably because I have a dirty save. That's what he said in the previous settlement in the comments, that I have a dirty save, so certain things are incompatible. So I would need to start over from a new save, but I have Robert Jonesy with me. I cannot leave Robert Jonesy alone. He needs to experience this himself. Unfortunately, Dance isn't here. I think I'm gonna have to go on a quest to save Strong or someone, and then have them as my little friend. Please do let me know in the comments who would you like to see next to Robert Jonesy to experience these adventures with him. Just let me know. We gotta find someone. But before we go all over the place, I would like to go down here. Now there is a waterfall going down, and to see, this is the deathclaw that I murdered. Beautiful waterfall that goes further down. And down here we have a little bridge. It's very nice. Very nicely done. You know, it adds that something, some extra life into the settlement. Because when you have a river going through a little town, then it just makes it more lively, in all cases. Unless it is covered in blood and dead bodies, then perhaps that is not really appropriate, but we have this here. A hanged person and a crow overlooking the area. So I think that this is very nice, a nice addition that gives some context to the entire town. Back when the Western culture actually existed, they actually hanged people quite a lot in their towns, so this really is appropriate and pretty nicely done right in the middle of the settlement, so everyone can see that this man stole from the gods and then he got hanged. Very nice. So over here we have a barn. Now this barn is empty. And of course this is a settlement, so you can add stuff yourself. See, very empty, but it is open for customization, of course. And now up here we have a house, but first we can take a look at this barn here. This is also empty. And this is where we have the water purifier next to the river source. It's really just, it's beautiful that, you know, he created this fake river here. And you can also hear it, and it's just, it adds a lot of life to it. Since I killed the Brahmins, so there's not really a lot of life here. But I really like this as well. It's all nicely connected, you know, there are multiple entrances and exits to all of the places, and it's just, look at these little lamp posts. They also add a nice feel to the settlement. So this is one of the houses. A simple house, nothing too special about it. It has empty rooms, so you can very nicely add your own edits to it with no problems whatsoever. And see this, see these tankers over here and the tankers behind. It all nicely blends together, and it kind of makes sense. And here we have a nice little farm with this tractor part, which brings me to this, the tractor. Haha! Lovely tractor. We have these posts where you can place additional turrets. And I think these are positioned very nicely. Very strategic positioning of these. Can I jump on top of it? Yes, I can. See, it has a very nice outlook over here, covered by the rocks. Pretty cool. And we can also go upstairs. Upstairs there's nothing. And I really like how you have to crouch. See, you have to crouch to go underneath, although you cannot go underneath at all. Was I not able to go underneath when crouching before? I feel like there's a trick here. Someone is tricking me. Someone is playing with my mind. And here we have a little hook. So this hook is for people. You can stab a person by the neck, by the, you know, this hole behind the neck. You stab a person on that, and they just. I really like that this is the source of energy. And then we can go down here and check out the rest of the area. It really does have the westernish feel. This right here is the hotel. So this is the entrance. This is where you can. Excuse me! Excuse me! I need service! Excuse me! So, see, very similar design as before, but it's completely different. Different style of items, different style of everything. And we have numbered rooms here. This is 2. Number 1 is over here. Now all the rooms are empty, so it gives you space to decorate however you want. See, 3, 4, and 5 is right here. Well, this one isn't empty, but it's super small, so... And you can delete these items, place whatever else you want. And this is the terrace. Hey, pretty cool stuff. And over here I would just like to mention this. Unplayable. But yeah, after that we have the saloon right here. And I would just like to mention 2 things here. See this? See how he elevated the floor and then placed the fences down here? Well, the railings. And that serves as that classic Western deck design. Well, I mean, people nowadays use this as well. But this particular thing never came to my mind. You know, using the fences like this. It never came to me. But now I know. And also this for the horses. Isn't this awesome? And on the other side, we have the water for the horses, even though the horses can drink from the river as well. Is this a creek or a river? What is a creek? I don't know. I think that creek is a small version of something. Possibly a small version of a river. Or a lake. I don't know. See, we have this revolving door. Unfortunately, you can't go through it normally. You have to interact with it to open it. We can check out all the various beautiful things. Also, I missed something before, but we're gonna check on that later. I just remembered that I missed on it, and we have over here an undershirt and jeans. I don't... that's a trick. Has to be some sort of a trick. I don't know. But upstairs, we have these empty tables, and we have a poker table right here. A lovely poker table. Did you know that I used to play poker quite a bit back in the day? But it was mostly for fun, not really for money. I almost learned how to count cards. I think I started to understand it, and then I lost interest in it. And then I just gave up. Has a lot to do with math. I really dislike math. But when you use math in certain cases, math is fun, you know. But most of the time, just math is taught wrongly. And then it ends up being boring and useless. And here we have the Barber. But just look at this design. You know, the usage of the barn items and just the combination of all of these items, and the shitter here in the back side. Just the combination of all of these items really do create the feel of a western town. And here we have a pretty standard... wait, please. Where is the radio? Turn off the radio. I don't want to get any strikes. YouTube doesn't like that. But here it is. We have the barber chair and the surgery chair. Oh, the mirrors are broken. Yes, I know. But sometimes you gotta break some mirrors to cut some throats. Because you take the glass. So that is probably what happened here. Judging by the bloody walls. And 2 Kevin Spacey's chairs. So, it's kind of difficult to assume what happened here, but I have a feeling like Kevin Spacey came here with his brother, and then they wanted to do some barbering, and unfortunately things went wrong and they killed everyone and everyone died, and just there was chaos. That is my assumption here. Of course, I don't really know what happened. I also really like the sign up here. See, unplayable. Look, the scissors though. Very nice. I like it. And the final building that we have is the sheriff's little house. I have a feeling like it should be called a prison. Because, I mean, the front door is the jail cell door. And we have 2 jail cells. In one of them, a person died. There's a lot of traces of enamel all over the place. I wonder what happened here. He probably decided to eat enamel, and then as he was dying he just kept shitting all over the place. Look at this pillow. Oh, it's ugly pillow. Was he trying to shove the pillow in his ass with the enamel? Now that is a good explanation. I can see that happening. So he was dragging his ass all across the cell, and then he got stuck in this corner, and maybe he vomited a lot, and maybe diarrhea hit him, and then he died. That is my assumption. Who knows, maybe it's true. Here we have a nice little rack with a couple of items. They are not interactable, you cannot pick them up, but you can pick up the militia hat and the short hunting rifle. The desk is empty, and over here we have a couple of items with coffee. So this is where the sheriff and the deputy were sitting while they were doing nothing. We also got the militia flag. So this is the militia... well, this is like some sort of a militia settlement that was inspired to be a Western settlement. Like maybe a couple of the militia men gathered together and they found some information from the past, from the Western times, and they decided to build this particular settlement. I have a feeling like that story would go well with this settlement. Also, I did not go through this particular area. I'm not really sure what this is, I did not check, but to me it looks like some sort of a traders market. So the traders are here, while the people who come and buy stuff are on the other side. That's what I think this area is. Although it is a little bit unsafe, you know, there's not really a lot of security in terms of fences and walls and stuff. I mean, the turrets are nice, but perhaps a little bit of extra security would not hurt. Especially here in the traders section. But of course, you can build that yourself, so it's not really a problem. It's never really a problem when you can basically build anything. Build whatever you want, my friend. So I missed a section over here, going down in the basement. You have a chemistry station and Bobrov's best moonshine. And this is the person who was making it. They died. I guess they made too much. They started drinking and started obsessing over the Bobrov's moonshine, the best moonshine. And they died. Or perhaps they suffocated, you know, because creating the moonshine and all of the chemicals just kills a person. You cannot survive that. It's difficult to survive that stuff. So that is it. That is the Sunshine Tidings co-op. I think I went through all of it. It does not really have anything special. It's a relatively simple settlement. But the point of it is that it's different from the standard settlement completely. It has been reassigned. See, all of the ground is different. I mean, everything has been changed around. It's a real proper overhaul. You know, it's not just items, it's the ground as well. And that is what I really like. You know, the ability of modders to change locations completely and add them a completely different feel from before. I mean, before it was this abandoned little section of a small town with a couple of ruined buildings, and it just didn't really make any sense. It seemed stupid. But this here, now this is a proper city, proper little town, city, western town. I think I'm gonna call it Western Town. And the addition of this down here, also beautiful. How the river goes into the sea. It's just very nicely done. The same as every other settlement from GreekRage. The man is a beast. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to let me know what do you think about it. Do you have any suggestions, thoughts? Just, you know, share your thoughts about anything in the comments. Please do so. And thank you for watching. I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your back.